Here are 5 basic yoga poses for men for relieving stress. In this video, I'm going to walk you through my top 5 yoga poses for relieving stress to help target stress in your neck, your shoulders, your hips, and your back. And you can do these on a regular basis whenever you have the time, as long as you're focusing on the body awareness and the breathing, and you should notice an immediate improvement in your stress when you're finished. I'm going to be using a yoga mat and 2 blocks for this, but you don't need blocks, so don't feel like you have to have blocks. These are just how I like to use them. Our first pose is child's pose. So you bring your hands to the top corners of the mats, your knees wide, as wide as the mat with your big toes touching. And just depending on how your knees feel, you can bring your butt back toward your heels. If you have some knee injury history or if your knee's just not having that, don't bend your knees as much. And then if you do have the blocks, it does help to put blocks at the corners of the mat. And then you can put your hands on top of the blocks. And that's just going to add a deeper shoulder stretch. But again, if you don't have the blocks, you don't need them. You can just put your hands on the ground like this. Now, I like to be a little active in child's pose, so I'm still going to have my arms straight. I'm still going to be squeezing the muscles in my upper arms, my triceps and my biceps a little bit. And that's just going to help create more of a stretch in the shoulders. But you can also do a child's pose with your forearms relaxed on the ground if you want to be more passive. With your hips, your lower body, do your best to get your hips back toward your heels if there's no pain, but you don't need to push the butt back to the heels, especially if there's pain. The point of child's pose is to just get your body into this kind of protected position where you are protecting all of your vital organs. And so that sends a signal to your body that you can relax because you're protected. So you can tuck the chin, let your head relax toward the ground, cover your chest, right? So you're protecting your chest, and with your arms straight just to support yourself a little bit. Or again, relaxed on the ground if you want to be more passive. And then from this position, we're just breathing in and out of the nose. And that's a big component of the stress relief. So being able to slow things down and breathe slowly and controlled in and out of the nose, as opposed to breathing out of your mouth, that's going to help you stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest state. And that's going to help you relax more. That's also going to help you stretch more, which can relieve physical tension and can help to relieve mental tension as well. So we've been here for a pretty long time. If you've been doing this with me, I would do child's pose for 90 seconds if the goal is stress relief, or longer. If you just do 30 seconds, you probably won't notice that much stress relief. So with stress relief poses, you want to hold the poses for a longer time. All right, next pose, we're going to flip over and we're going to do a reclined pigeon. Now, this is a hip stretch, but these are the biggest, your glutes are your biggest muscle in your body. So stretching these muscles is also going to help relieve stress in the back. Something you might not realize is just how draining back pain can be, how much it saps your energy. So hip stretching is a really good way to help with stress. So to do this, you're going to cross your left ankle over your right knee. So we're going to start with the left hip, and then reach your left hand between your legs and your right hand around the outside of your right leg and hold there, interlacing your fingers behind the thigh. Now, if you have a block, you can put a block behind your head. Most guys, the head's going to come off the ground in this position, and it can make it so that this isn't it can make it feel just less relaxed. So if you have a block, or you can put something behind your head, that way we can actually relax a little bit more in this stretch. So what we're doing, the goal with the hip in this stretch is turning the left hip out, externally rotating the hip. So it's like you're turning your left knee to face over toward the left, and then just bringing the leg in, bringing your shin in toward your body until you feel that stretch through the outer thigh. Now, make sure to be careful with your knee here. If you're pulling it in and you notice that your knee starts to hurt, then that's a good sign to back off a little bit and not be as intense. So the goal is, again, externally rotating the hip. The goal isn't to squeeze your leg in and crank it in as much as you can. It's that external rotation to the hip, and then just bringing the leg in enough to feel a stretch through the outer left thigh. And then just like child's pose,
with the goal being stress relief, we want to hold this for longer than 30 seconds. We want to hold this for 60 seconds, 90 seconds, maybe even 2 or 3 minutes. So you want to choose a depth that's manageable, where you feel like you can breathe slow and controlled in and out of your nose. And as you're exhaling, that's when you really release the stress. That's when you notice, am I tense in my shoulders or my neck? Right, and you let that go as you exhale. You relax the shoulders. You don't bring them up near the ears. You let them relax. And if you have a wall here, you can even rest your right foot against a wall. So if you can imagine a wall where my right foot is right now, and then you can relax even more, and then you don't have to have you don't need the block at all. You can bring your arms up to the sides, and this can be a really nice relaxed position to stretch your hips. And again, it is important. Try to relax the shoulders as you're doing this. Let's switch sides. I'll give you another opportunity to practice that side. So now, crossing your right ankle over your left thigh. You're going to reach through, grab the back of your left thigh, interlace the fingers, and then you want to flex the toes here. So flex your right toes back toward the shin, and that way this can help to kind of keep the knee strong in this position. If that ankle is passive, sometimes you just might have a little bit more knee discomfort in this position. So it helps to flex the toes back toward the shin, keeping that leg active. And it's called a figure four because if you straighten this leg, you're making a figure four with your legs. Also reclined pigeon. And then that right knee kind of points out to the right side. You're holding on to the back of the thigh. If you can, just depending on how your body is, you could relax your head on the ground. If you are a bigger guy or if you're just less flexible, or if you spend a lot of time sitting at a desk, I find that it's difficult to get the head onto the ground. You might also notice that resting your head on the ground, you look kind of behind you if you have poor posture, just, if you sit at a desk a lot. So that's where the block can come in helpful if you have one. Or again, you could just use a pillow or a foam roller even, something to put your head on. Or if you're able to, you can relax the head all the way down on the ground. And then again, that other variation, if you can rest your left foot against a wall as you do this, that way you can bring yourself all the way down to the ground. You don't have to worry about using your hands to hold onto your thigh, and you can really relax into the pose. So if you have a wall, that's my top recommendation for doing that reclined figure four. But if you don't have one, then you can just grab the thigh, and that works totally fine as well. Next pose is a reclined twist. So you're going to bring your knees over your hips, your arms come to the outside, and then this part's important. Very slowly guide your legs over to the right while keeping your left shoulder on the ground or as close to the ground as possible. So on maybe a 5 count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing that legs all the way over. Bring your right hand on top of the left knee. Try to keep that left shoulder relaxed. And notice, it's fine. A lot of guys aren't going to be able to keep the shoulder on the ground. So it's going to be kind of like this, coming off the ground. That's totally fine. So if it comes off the ground, don't worry about it. And as you do this more and more, your body will adapt. You'll become more flexible, and you'll be able to do this. So the goal here is stretching the lower back, stretching the outer hips. We're going to slow down the breathing. And then as you're breathing in and out of your nose, you'll notice that the hips can relax and you'll go a little bit deeper into the twist. This is one that you'll want to hold for 60 seconds at least. And this is one that I would recommend doing on a daily basis, especially if you have lower back pain. All right, we're going to do the other side. So come back to the middle. And then slowly bring your legs over to the left. Try and keep that right shoulder down the best you can. Being, aware if it comes off the ground, totally fine. Left hand on top of the on top of the right knee here. And if you feel a little pop in your lower back release, that's a good thing. It means your back is mobile. And by the way, if you're doing this and you have difficulty doing this, if you just feel kind of locked up in your lower back, it's helpful to do some hip stretching beforehand.
I hope you're getting a lot out of this tutorial. If you are looking for a more structured tutorial program, I've got a free 7-day sexual wellness challenge for men, focusing on all the things that you need to have optimal sexual performance and beyond. Check it out for free. Link is in the description below. Sign up when the video is finished.
So doing some hip flexor stretching like lunges, doing that reclined figure 4 that we did, doing some hamstring stretching, which we'll do later in this workout. That can help with loosening up your lower back to make these twists more comfortable. But just keep in mind that if you do sit a lot, if you don't stretch a lot, the twists are going to feel a little stiff, a little restrictive at first. But if you can do them more and more, and you can focus on using your breath, using that exhale in particular to release down, that's going to help you open up. One final tip here, think about your chest facing up and your hips facing out to the outside, and that can help to facilitate the twist as well. All right, from here we're going to move up into a standing position, and I'm going to use blocks here, but again, if you don't have blocks, totally fine. You don't need them. You can also put your hands on your thighs. I'll show you what that looks like in a second. So pose I'm going to demo here is a pyramid stretch, and this is going to be for hamstrings. It also puts your body into a protected position, kind of like you do a child's pose. So there is some stress relief there as well. Put your right foot between the blocks about almost as wide as the mat. Bring your left leg back, point it out at 45 degrees. Keep that back leg straight. We're going to start with the right leg bent. If you're familiar with yoga poses, this is kind of like a warrior 1 to start. Bring your hands to the blocks. Keep that back leg pointed slightly out, 45 degrees. Knee over the ankle and the front foot. Now you want to inhale to pull your chest forward, lengthen the front of your body, and then straighten your right leg just until you feel a stretch through the back of the right thigh. If you look at my back, you'll notice that my back is flat here. So you don't want to be making the C shape with your body and kind of making a circle or shortening the front of your body. You want to keep the front of your body long so that we're focusing on the hamstring stretch, and then also keeping, keeping your body protected somewhat. So the arms are protecting the chest, and then we're breathing in and out of the nose. We've got stretching through the hamstrings. You might get some stretching through your back ankle as well. If you don't have the blocks, you can rest your hands on your thigh like this, and then make sure that you're pulling your body forward as you hold this. And if you have tight hamstrings, by the way, you might not have to straighten the legs that much at all. Maybe you only have to straighten to, maybe right here you're feeling a stretch. And if you do have the blocks, if you have cork blocks, we use cork blocks because they're more stable, they're a lot more functional than foam blocks, but you can also stack your blocks like this, and that way if you've got less flexibility, you can use the blocks like this to be able to make this stretch a little more accessible. So this is Warrior 1. You can hold this for 60 seconds, 90 seconds, however long it's feeling good, until it doesn't feel good anymore. Let's switch sides. Going into Warrior 1, other side. Start with the leg bent, chest pulling forward and up. Straighten that leg until you feel the stretch, and breathe in and out of the nose. Keep that back leg engaged. So you don't want this leg to get lazy. You want to continue to push into the outer edge of the back foot with the heel down and the leg straight. Most guys have pretty tight calves, so this is also a nice way to stretch your calves. And then be aware that you're going to have indifferences from side to side. So my left thigh, for example, feels a lot tighter than my right thigh, and that's normal. You're going to have some imbalances as well. One side is going to be tighter than the other. Make sure that we touched on this in the reclined figure 4 stretch, but you want to make sure that the shoulders, the head, the neck are relaxed. If you're holding tension in some other parts in the body, it's hard for whatever target area is stretching. So paying attention to what's going on in your head, your neck, your shoulders, even relaxing your face can help with relaxing more through the rest of the body. So again, a minute here is a good amount of time. 90 seconds good. 2 minutes good. As long as you're not feeling significant discomfort, then we're good. All right, and then the last stretch I want to show you is a Warrior 1. This is based on a pyramid stretch, so it's very similar to what we were doing. We're just going to come up. So starting like we did for pyramid, knee over the ankle and the front foot, pull the chest forward,
From here, we're going to lift the arms up. The knee stays over the ankle in the front foot. Back leg stays strong. And you're going to stack your shoulders on top of your hips. So this is basically a modified lunge position. And I like doing a warrior one after I've done all these poses because it kind of integrates the stress relief work with this getting back to the world or getting back to what you need to do sense. So we've done a lot of stuff on the ground where we're relaxed, we're relieving stress, we are releasing tension. And now that we've done that, we kind of pull ourselves back up into this more, okay, I'm ready to do things now kind of pose. And it's not really intense. It's not a super intense pose, but it is just a little more active than the other poses. We've still got some great hip stretching going on, lifting the arms up, and even leaning back a little bit, squeezing the arms back. We got some nice opening through the chest, some nice shoulder stretching. So this is just a really nice pose to kind of cap off a stress-relieving yoga session. So my hips are I'm trying to square my hips forward. I'm trying to pull my hips to face straight forward, but it's impossible to get them to face straight forward. But you are trying to face them more forward than to the outside. And the arms are up, shoulders are relaxed. If you want, another good variation here is to bend your elbows and go to goalpost arms. And this is a little more relaxed than arms straight up, especially if you're a guy with tighter shoulders, which is really common for most men. All right, at least 60 seconds there, maybe 90 seconds, and then we'll switch sides. So left leg forward now, right leg back, knee over the ankle in the front foot. Keep that length through the front of the body. Bring your arms up, shoulder stack on the hips. And by shoulder stack on the hips, I mean you don't want to have your butt kind of poking out behind you and arching your back. And you also want to make sure that you're not leaning forward like this. So we want to have the shoulders on top of the hips. We want to have a neutral spine, meaning slight arch to the lower back, but not overly arching through the lower back, just a natural arch to the low back, just the natural S shape of your spine. And then again, arms up, pressing the arms up as much as you want to, if as intense as you want to help with stretching the chest. Stretching the chest can also help with stretching the muscles around the ribs, the intercostals, and that can make breathing easier, and that can also help with stress relief. So a lot of good stuff in here, not just the poses themselves to help with stress relief, but also the effects that they have on the muscles with helping you breathe better and just helping your body be in a position and in a state where you're contributing less to physical stress. All right, and go ahead and release. All right, guys, there were your 5 yoga poses for stress relief. If you like this video, be sure to like it, leave a comment, leave some feedback, subscribe. We have new videos coming out every Tuesday. We also have a whole series of these basic yoga stretches videos here on the Manful Yoga YouTube channel. You can check them out on the Manful Yoga YouTube homepage, youtube.com/Manful Yoga. Link below in the description. And if you want to jump straight into the first one, which is focused on shoulder stretches, go ahead and just click over my left shoulder right now and check that out. Thanks guys for watching. See you in the next video.